All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Jimmy, good morning. Let's see. How's everybody doing? Morning. Unknown trader, Dr. Jean. Good morning, good morning. Yep, got that good old CPI report coming out here in a few minutes. That's why I was really in no hurry to get on this morning. Wanted to not get on too early and just sit there. Because that's what we're working with, and that's what we're working with. And that is ugly. Morning, Mark. Vegas. You had a bad day, Mark, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was a really ugly day. I kept track of what was going on throughout the day, and then last night I scrolled back for a chart review, and it looked like there was not a lot. Morning, Bill. Ooh, yeah, I hate that, Mark. Yeah, that's not a bad thing to do, is kind of sit on the sidelines. And, you know, after the CPI comes out today, I mean, I'm just not expecting to take a trade. If it cleans up and looks good, great. But going into this morning, I'm not expecting much. Just FYI. Morning, James. Yeah, unknown trader overnight. I mean, low volume, low liquidity too. Because if you look at the 50-tick chart, normally, see, this is my entire chart. Normally, the overnight does not take the entire chart. So you can see how choppy it was. And since, I mean, this is 237, this is the open, London Open basically. And that just goes to show you there was probably low liquidity and it just chopped in this area. I mean, I got to scroll back to look at, you know, the overnight, the midnight hour, which that's rare on the 50-tick chart. So that's already telling me. And look how big the deviations are here, how spread they are. I mean, all I can see on my chart is settlement plus 2.5 and plus 5. So throughout the day, we're probably going to have some large swings. And, I mean, we already know as soon as this report comes out, we're probably going to have some large swings. So Mark, yeah, pretty much. 3 banks failed over the weekend. And then over 30 banks trading was halted yesterday. Over 30 different banks, their trading of their stock got halted. Yeah, Jean. Even dang, look at that. Even NQ, I mean YM. I scrolled back because I don't know if y'all saw they put out a new toolkit update to the toolkit, and Lori updated the Lorex, so now it has a little blue flame in it. For the really good ones. So I loaded that onto my YM and I updated my toolkit last night, and I scrolled back and there was like one Lorex the entire day, something like that. Pretty crazy. Man, look at that drop and then recover. Look at my simplicity chart here. Price spiked down to 12,032 area. 12,032.25. Instantly. Over 100 points there, and then just shot right back up. Yeah, what was it? I didn't even have my stuff up to see the report. Which I'm not even, this report to me is going to be nothing. Looks like year over year came in as expected at 6%. Actually, everything came in as expected. Core CPI year over year, actual was 5.5, forecast was 5.5. CPI month over month, actual 0.4%, forecast was 0.4. CPI year over year, actual 6%, forecast 6%. Which, going forward, is the question. With these so-called non-bailouts of the banks, which they're probably less likely to increase rates, meaning I'm expecting runaway inflation towards the middle part to end of the year. But who knows? For now, the charts are definitely not going to be tradable for the moment on NQ. See what YM looks like. YM looks pretty similar. YM's at the 0.5 deviation. Might be getting a short here on YM, but definitely not out of the dark zone. So, going to continue to wait. Yeah, unknown trader. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because Jay Powell basically had a decision to make: help out the banks or focus on inflation. And they decided to help out the banks. So I don't think, and if they increase, a lot of the bank situation had to do with, it's a bunch of stuff, but the rate hikes did not help it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to pause rate hikes for the moment. Jean, yeah, I was saying the 50 tick. Usually I don't see the entire overnight, like back here before news came out. Usually I don't see the entire overnight on one screen like this. See, it was only the London Open 3 a.m. on my screen. Usually I will see the entire overnight, but this took the entire chart, my entire screen, and it wasn't even the entire overnight. And you can see how choppy it was. It didn't have a lot of movement. So since it had so many bars, but not, but a lot of choppy bars, but total bars, that tells me there was probably a lot of low liquidity, which when there's a lot of low liquidity, that's when you get those, little spiky moves where it just jumps and skips. – And those are trading conditions that I hate the most. The ones that just jump and skip. Yeah, it's possible. CL could be good. CL is a whole nother animal in itself. You just got to get used to how that one moves. The nice thing about CL is the open is technically at 9 a.m. and not 9:30, so you can get some pretty good moves out of it. I didn't have much success with LREs on CL, but you could definitely get some nice simplicity scalps. I'd get some scalps for anywhere from 40 to 60 ticks. Sometimes it'd run because when CL hits a good trend, it usually will just go. But sometimes it could just be just the nastiest, choppiest stuff ever. Just the YM chart here. I'm not looking to take a trade right this second until see if this settles a little bit. Yeah, see, it's not bad. Um, Pre-market, you can have decent stops. But also at the time, whenever I tried to trade it, I wasn't as, I guess, good at reading the market and as disciplined. So it might be different now if I tried to trade CL. It's been about 8 minutes after the news. I'm going to refresh see if any dynamic magnets. Oh, yeah, got some dynamic magnets there. Flux levels. Yeah, just waiting to see if it develops any true trend or anything. I probably won't even trade NQ today, though, because I don't know if it's going to really settle down. And a lot of these banks are affecting the tech sector more. So that could keep NQ pretty wild. Especially, y'all know I like tight stops. So NQ right now would be definitely a stop grabber. Hit your stop and run type of thing. Liquidity is better than yesterday morning, but it's still not so great. Looking at NQ. Pull this over. You can see our bars here. Better than yesterday, but still a lot of single digits and zeros in there. Look at all those. YM. YM's naturally going to be better, but it's still pretty low. See, it's still just, I mean, it's looking at the 50 tick chart, and it's not nice. Looking at the 30 tick chart, same thing. Simplicity chart. See what YM is doing over here. No real direction. YM does have this is the YM chart. If you look down here, look at all this good stuff down here as targets. That's nice. That's what I like to see. YM, that is what I like about YM. That YM typically, if it's moving pretty good, YM a lot of times has some good targets. Like down here, all these stack of mini magnets right up here. That is what I like about YM, is the targets that it produces. So, you look at NQ. But because NQ has less, when you do see a really nice stack, typically it will go there. So I don't have RTY up, just NQ and YM. I haven't really ever been a big fan of RTY for some reason. I've just never, I don't know. It just never sat well with me. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to trade NQ today. Because even 15 minutes after, it's still very skippy for me. Because if you just watch the 10 tick here, just look at it. It'll kind of do this, then it'll jump 3 or 4 bars. One way or the other. It'll do a lot of this little oscillating. See how it'll just kind of do a little oscillating and then jump. That's because it's searching. I mean, the orders, when you have low liquidity, Like you might not have any orders between here and here, or very few. So it has to jump to go grab these other orders. It's like right here. See if I can get this to stop. Right here's a perfect example. Look at all these single digits and zeros. And then right down here, you see this 15. Let me back that up. Right here. So you have all these. So it has to skip around to grab some of these orders. And then bam, it's going to jump down here where there's 15 orders. So like it has to grab orders wherever it can find them. Yeah, Vegas. 21 tick stop is like nothing right now. Yeah, unknown trader. That's exactly right. I mean, it's just single digits, zeros and single digits. Then you get a block with 15 orders, 20 orders, and that's going to jump. And the bid ask spread on NQ right now is about 1.5. That's another indicator. Okay, let me show you all this too, in case you don't know about this. It look 2. That's huge. So right here, I always keep a bid ask spread. And for NQ, anytime this is 1 or more, I know liquidity is bad. And we're going to get bad skipping and all that going on. I like it when it's anywhere from 0.25 to max 0.75, but usually 0.25 to 0.5 is like where I'm good. Anything over 1, I'm not trading. And then for YM, 4 is like high. So like anything from usually around 2 for YM, 1 to 2 is good. But when you get to 4 or more, that's like really high. So right here, these two numbers are already telling me I shouldn't even be trading. So, and I've always looked at this. I actually had to use this a long time ago when I first started, when NQ was just way too wild to trade. And I mean, I've seen it higher than this, but like I said, when NQ's over 1, for sure that's a no-go for me. Yeah, see, these are like little things I don't think of all the time until it's like a situation like now. So, yeah, definitely good to keep that in the back of your mind. If you ever see the markets looking a little crazy to you, and then you glance over that bid ask spread, then you can say, okay, yep, it really is crazy. And that goes for after the open too. Pretty much the same numbers. Not just pre-market. That right there shows you can get anywhere from 6 to 8 ticks on NQ of slippage right now without even trying. That's if everything else is perfect. Like your internet, PC, execution, everything. Yeah, it was on there. Unknown trader. Right here, days till rollover. Because as soon as we start getting closer, I add the next contract over here. So that way I can keep track of the daily volume and see when all of the volume has switched over to the new contract. And once the new contract has more volume than the last, then that's when I roll. Not when not when NinjaTrader tells me. Yeah, check out the 50 tick. Bam. Yeah, I would be extremely careful today too for whoever, is going to be trading later. I mean, today could just be crap day again. How do you find the spread? So you'll have to, when you open the market analyzer and you put your instrument, if you right click it, let's see. Forget exactly where. I think you hit columns. Yeah, here we go. You hit columns, and then you can select it right here. Bid, ask, spread. It's just like your indicators. Everything available is here that you can add. And then when you double click it, it drops it down here to your configured. And then you hit apply, and that's it. That's all I have on mine. It's the instrument, bid, ask, spread, daily high, daily low, volume, and then days until rollover. So yeah. So again, just add your instrument, right click it, columns, and then bid, ask, spread. Yep, no problem. Dang, yeah. I can imagine. And that's the thing too, under these conditions, you can think you have a great read. I mean, already under normal conditions, the market's random, right? Because we never know when a large bulk order is just going to pop up. That can happen. But under these conditions, it's extremely random. You can have a great read, your normal strategy, everything, hop in a trade, it look good, and just bam, go right against you for, like you said, 40 ticks in a second. That is not fun. And that's whenever, if you have, like, say, a 40 tick stop or a 20 tick stop or whatever, you can easily skip your stop and fill you at like twice the loss amount. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. I am trying to make a nice little simplicity long here. Right to the top of the 30 tick chart looking left. So you gotta be careful when you think things are going to run away. Because if I was just looking at the simplicity chart here in the 10 tick, then you can say, oh, it might be breaking out, it might be running away. Then you look at the 30 tick. I mean, and it could, but look at the 30 tick. It's hitting the ZOI, which was the top where we just had ODD up here, ZOI cluster. So it's like, ooh, you know, it might go, but you want to be careful because that could be rejection right there. That's where I wouldn't want to take a trade right into it. I'd rather wait for it to go, pull back, test it, and take a continuation LRE long off of it after it really told me it was going to continue. Not to mention we have the 400 level right here that it almost pretty much went up to. Let's see, did it hit it? Nope, 32,399. But right there, 400, 00 level, could be getting rejected now. So just kind of a little thing to keep in mind there. Because other charts, that's why I put all these charts together. So I got to look at all of them because that looks like it could have been a breakout. That looks like it could have been a breakout. 30 tick says, hold on a second. We might not be ready to go yet. And now it threw up a cluster right there. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep my eye on YM a little bit here. Let's see. LRE. Yeah, Peter. That's when I started. I focused on those, and it was great. I did it on NQ. When NQ, as long as NQ is tradable, there was. I did it on NQ, YM, and ES. ES I didn't like as much because it was slower, and then sometimes ES would get into like a little choppiness. But my preferred chart for those would be YM after the open. Unless if it's one of those days that NQ is just, nice and smooth. Because I feel like I read NQ the best, but YM is great. I love YM too, as far as those sniper trades. ES, as long as you are watching it and there's not, you just got to watch out for chop, coil chop, 2-3 bar chop. As long as none of that's happening, then ES really respects the order prints as far as ETXs go. Not so much HD. I mean, it can, but ETXs I feel work better on ES as long as you just avoid chop. And that's the biggest thing. But YM, you'll get a lot of really nice, when it starts a nice little trend, you grab a nice little HD trade. Yeah, those are good. Especially now with the Lorex. You can grab an HD with Lorex. Whew. See, you could have said this was an LRE for YM, but I wouldn't have taken it because we couldn't break that top that I was just mentioning. On the 30 tick, I would have wanted it to continue further long and then taking the trade up here. But as you can see, now we have double clusters. So here's the thing. Oh man, you know what? I just remembered. I wanted to do that double cluster video, or that cluster video. When you're at the top here, we already saw a cluster to the left ODD. So this is what told me, like, okay, maybe not, we'll continue. I don't know. But then we have a cluster here. Now we have a double cluster. So when you get a double cluster at a top like this, if this bar closes down, very high chance we just hit the top here and it's going to make its way down. If it had a mini magnet, even more so. But if this bar closes down with this double cluster, high chance this will make its way back down, at least to this deviation down here, because then we got a bunch of clusters down here in this area. But this bar has to close down for that to happen. Which, this is a signal that if this bar closes down, I would expect normal conditions for this to head short. Now, pair that up with a potential simplicity short, makes for a nice simplicity trade. But, again, under normal conditions. Oh, man. I don't think I'm going to take a trade today. Although, YM liquidity, we're getting some orders starting to build up here. But, I mean, it could just be temporary. We'll see. It could just be this area since it had those double clusters. Yeah, that'd be a smart thing to do because I don't see a reason why I should even try to take a trade, to be honest, right now. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the new Lorex. It's pretty cool. Here, let me scroll back. I saw one yesterday somewhere. Now that's SLZ. Okay, that's the regular Lorex. We know that one. Full flame. Bam, look at that. I saw one somewhere. There it is. Full flame with the blue. Supposed to be the really good ones. As you can see, that one won 5, 10, 15, almost 20 ticks. Most of them that I saw got at least 20 ticks, or pretty close. Let's see. Thought I saw another one somewhere. Okay, that's a regular one. Regular. Oh, I think I only have 2 days loaded on my YM, so maybe that's why. Yesterday showed Friday, so I probably saw Fridays. Okay, so look, I just want to show you. I'm not going to take a trade, but 30 tick bar closed down. Simplicity was looking like it might go short. We do have a deviation here, but let's see what happens. We might get a simplicity short with that bar closed down. I'm not taking it, by the way. But normal circumstances, normal conditions, I would want to take a short under this because that bar, this bar on the 30 tick closed down. I haven't heard anything about her making a video or anything. I would assume somebody would or she would. But then again, I don't know. Maybe they'll announce an event or something in the next couple months and do a video then. Not sure. Jimmy, you don't have to, but you do have to update your toolkit if you want the new one. Do you have to buy the new Lars? No. If you have the original one already, then no, you don't have to buy it. You just update your toolkit and you're good to go. You may need to reload your template though. Because I didn't have the Lorex on my YM, so I added it. All right, see that bar closed down, and I'm just showing the simplicity to see if a short happens underneath this dev. Because under normal circumstances, that would be, I'd want a short down here. And there's the ice and the ZOI, but I would expect it to run down to this deviation, or maybe this dynamic magnet area. We do have the 300. I mean, this is a big, for YM, a pretty good move. So has not triggered a short yet, though. Maybe I'll take it in sim. Just to do something here. If it happens. Because I definitely don't want to take a trade right now in my accounts. If you haven't rolled over, I would roll over now. But typically, you'll want to... I wait and roll over once all the volume is moved over. So that's a little bit ago, I was showing my market analyzer. Once I see all the volume is rolled over to the new contracts, then I'll roll over. But now all the new volume is on the new contract, so you can roll over to the new ones. NQ must be hitting something. Yeah, NQ's chopping around. That's what's holding YM up right now. Okay, might be testing these double clusters first. Like I said, though, that was under normal circumstances. It never triggered a short. So you never triggered a short, so you wouldn't have taken anything. So you went right back up to those double clusters.
Potential TX on YM.
Might get that short. The question would be right here around this ice and ZOI if it breaks that or not. All right, Mark, have a good one. Yep, there it goes. See if it keeps going, if it breaks past this. Like I said, this would be an optimal short under normal conditions. Because of these double clusters here with the reversal bar. And that happening right here to the left. I just closed down my trade copier too to make sure nothing stupid happens on my end either. Technically still hasn't triggered a short because right here, this one was not angled down. This top one was angled down, but this one was not. Then you got the two angling down here, but it did not break the low. Then you didn't get angles anymore until now, where it could be breaking the COI. So you want to take a short right under that ZOI to go down to this dynamic magnet. Although it did move, so because this is YM, it doesn't move as much. After this reversal bar, we did have another bar close short. Now this one, and we have some HD here. So could potentially be the end of that. Let's see, now we lost the short. So I'd cancel that. But anyways, well, make sure the rest of my charts are in global sim. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and call it a day. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much today. Flip back to NQ real quick. Definitely don't want to do anything dumb. Have 3 evaluations that are very close to being funded. If I get 1 to 2 days of, more like 2 days of profit, then they'll be funded. So I definitely don't want to mess those up in these conditions. What bar timer I have? Yeah. It's one that I found from a place called Ninja. I could share that. It's a free one from, I think you just have to put in your email on their website. Let me throw the link in here real quick. Just got to find it. Yeah, I guess they sell like different indicators and stuff, but it's one of their free ones. You just gotta, they want your email. So I had to put my email in there, and then they email you some code that you could download their free indicators. So then you just, when you go to download it, you just type in that code that they email you. Let's see. All right. You got that. There you go. Did that link show up for you? See you, Vegas. Have a good one and trade well. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to head off of here, y'all, and be careful today. Don't take any trades if you don't have to. And if you do, trade well. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.